95% of my closet are pieces I've thrifted, and I'm going to tell you all my secrets so you too can build your dream thrifted closet. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello, how are you? My name's Allie, and if you're coming back, so good to see you again, friend. Today we are doing an in-depth, every single thing you need to know thrift tips video. Now, if you're new here, you may be asking, Allie, why should I listen to your advice? Well, let me tell you, friend. I have been thrifting for the past 3 years and have honed my skills to perfection. I have learned where to hunt, how to prepare, where to look, and what to find to get the best pieces for your closet. And I'm not just saying this to say this. The internet agrees. I have gone viral multiple times on TikTok and YouTube for my Thrift With Me's, in which I take y'all around the thrift store and show y'all what I got. I find so many good pieces every single time without fail. If you want Y2K, you want some grunge, fairycore moment, whatever you like, I've probably searched for it and found it. So now I want to impart my secrets on you, share the wisdom so that you too can find good pieces every single time. So if you want to find cute pieces like this, or even this Betsy Johnson mini dress that I'm wearing, then take out your notebook or your notes app, buckle up, and get ready for the best thrift tips you'll ever find. Enjoy! So we're gonna divide this video into 2 parts. Tips for preparing to go to the thrift and tips for while you're at the thrift. So first part, preparation. The first thing you need to know is how to find the best thrift stores. I kind of have 2 sub tips within this tip. The first being go to outlets, which you might be like, Allie, why would I be going to the outlets? That's where the reject thrift items are. But listen, when the thrift stores actually get their donations, they sort through and they get so much clothing that they can't put it all in their normal stores. So they make decisions of what they think will sell in the regular store and what won't, and they send the won'ts directly to the outlet before even putting them on the floor at the regular store. Now here's the crazy thing. The people determining what should be kept in the regular store don't really value anything from over 10 years ago. But crazy enough, I feel like most of us are looking for the stuff that's over 10 years old. We're looking for Y2K, 90s grunge, maybe 70s hippie and stuff like that. So we want to be missing the 2010s era that's stocked heavy at your local regular Goodwill. We want to show up to the Goodwill bins, their outlet location, which is where all of that Y2K and other vintage pieces end up. And this is true for not just Goodwill, I'm just using that as an example because it's a nationwide chain. But here in Houston, we have a thrift store that I have noticed operates exactly the same. Every time I go to the regular store, I can't find nada, nothing, zilch. And they're pricing their stuff low-key expensive. But then I go over to their outlet where everything's like $2 and it's Y2K vintage galore. So I would say if you're specifically looking for things from the 2000s or before, try actually going to the outlet first before trying regular stores. The second sub tip is to stalk social media influencers or creators and resellers. That was actually how I discovered the Goodwill bins. In 2020, when I first started thrifting, I had no idea where to get all the good stuff. So I was looking on TikTok and I kept seeing creators posting, going to the bins and showing what they were getting. And I was like, wait, those pieces are cute. And that was how my affinity for the bins came about. But this is also a super important tip for finding local places as well, because now the Goodwill bins is very popular. Most people know about it. But if you're looking for other locations, they may be city or state specific. So try to find people in your local area that love thrifting, post about it, post items you love. If they're a big influencer, scroll through their comment section. If there's someone small, maybe DM and ask. But with those 2 tips in mind, going to the outlets and stalking content creators, you should be able to find the best stores in your area. Once you have pinpointed a store that you want to go to, you've got to figure out when does their new stock come in? Because honestly, it's so frustrating when you show up to a store and you feel like everything has been picked through or there's just nothing that's cute. Everything's grandma core in a very not cute way. But I quickly learned that each store is different in when they get their new stock. For example, Goodwill gets stock every day and puts out constantly as they're getting new items, but generally they have a surge at the beginning of each day because as they close out at the end of the previous day, they get a lot of donations, get them ready for the next morning. However, other stores may be different. For instance, one of my favorite stores gets all their new stock one day early in the morning and they put everything out for the week that morning. So it's crucial to be there on the day when they get their new stock right at opening. But again, each store is different, so literally ask the staff. Staff does not gatekeep. They're trying to help you out. They're trying to move stock, so they will tell you. So don't be afraid of asking. Now, once you know where to go and what time to go, you've got to figure out what are you looking for. So tip 3 is to create a Pinterest board with inspo of pieces that you love. I think at the beginning this is really helpful because thrift stores can be overwhelming, huge and stocked full of a bunch of honestly not the best pieces. So you want to go in knowing already what you're looking for. So sometimes I like to scroll on Pinterest and find pieces that are really drawing my eye the day or a few days before I go to the thrift and compile them all into one. Then you can kind of peruse through and see what general themes you have. Maybe you have a lot of crochet pieces on there, or maybe there's a lot of black, or maybe a lot of low-rise pants or mini skirts, or maybe you're looking for pastels, or maybe you really like silk, etc. Identify what pieces keep coming up on your inspiration board so you can go in saying, I really want a denim skirt, or I really want a mesh top. And that will already have you in this drive mindset of what you're looking to find. Also, if you have no idea where to start on Pinterest, I'll put my Pinterest right here so you can check out my boards and maybe start getting a little inspo from there. Once you have your inspiration, it's time for tip 4, mapping out how far the thrift store is from your house. Now this is so niche, honestly, and I debated including this tip, but honestly, it's really important and I feel like I forget about it sometimes when you're going to a thrift store that stocks at opening. If you find out your thrift store stocks all their new stuff at opening, then you want to get there when those doors are literally being opened for the first time that day. So you need to map it out. And guess what? You can map it out the night before. A little quick tutorial if you didn't know. You can put in Apple or Google Maps what time you want to arrive at your destination and it will map it out for you. So you can do it the night before. So this is perfect. Figure out how long it's gonna take you so you can get there at the latest when the doors are being opened. Now by this point, you've pre-prepared for the day of the thrift and it's finally here. What do you wear? Tip 5 is to wear minimal clothing and comfortable shoes. Okay, here's a really crucial tip, y'all. Sometimes thrift stores do not have dressing rooms, okay? My favorite thrift store does not have dressing rooms. So what does that mean? Do I just risk it? Hope it fits? Pray to the thrift gods? Sometimes yes, but most of the time I like to try on in the middle of the store. And that means we have to have clothes that we can put stuff over. So I always opt for spandex shorts and a sports bra or a bralette that I feel comfortable with others seeing. You could also wear leggings and a really tight cami if that's something you feel more comfortable with, but something where you can put things over without being obstructed by the thickness of clothing. And then I love to add clothes over my spandex because it's not the cutest and I do want to stunt while I'm at the thrift. So you can just throw on something over that. But whatever you're wearing, make sure you can try stuff on over it. And then also, y'all, thrifting is a treasure hunt that can take a lot of time. So we need to be wearing our comfy shoes. We don't want to be limping throughout the store after just 30 minutes because we chose to wear our most uncomfortable platform boots, which yes, I have mistakenly done. I have these white cowboy boots that are for some reason the most comfortable shoes I own. So I love to wear these or my Docs. But whatever you choose, make sure you'd be willing to walk like 5 miles in them because sometimes that's what it feels like you're doing at the thrift. Now you've got your thrift-friendly outfit on, and it's time to pack your purse. Tip 6 includes every single thing that should be going in your purse. The first thing is picking the purse. I love to have like a slouch over the shoulder long bag because sometimes when it's like short, it's hard to like maneuver with it right there. So I often get a slouch purse I can sling over my body so that it also doesn't get stolen. while I'm busy looking through racks. Also, slouch bags can hold a lot, and honestly, you're gonna need a lot. So let's get into what should go in the purse. One is earbuds. When you go to the thrift, you gotta get in the zone, right? And I feel like music always gets me in the zone, so don't forget those. Also, pack a hair clip or hair ties because you don't know if the thrift store is gonna be hot. Maybe it's not usually hot, but sometimes their AC breaks. At least it does here in Houston. Or maybe after pulling through racks and racks and racks, you're gonna be working up a sweat, you know? Then also bring a measuring tape. I realized after a while that sometimes I was too lazy to try on pants, or if you're like not comfortable trying on pants in the middle of the store and you don't have dressing rooms, or you're in a rush and you don't have time to try on pants, you can have your little measuring tape. Measure either your waist, or you can measure your favorite pants, which is what I opt to do. Remember the measurement or write it down in your phone. And then when you get to the store, you can pull out your measuring tape and measure waist and immediately know if it's gonna fit. And if you don't already have a measuring tape, I'm pretty sure you can just buy them at like Target. I don't know if that's accurate, but they're not too hard to find. And then the last two items you wanna bring is a snack and hydration, because again, you might be there for a long time, expending energy, finding the best pieces you can. So you gotta have a little granola bar, some nuts, something to keep you energized, and then a bottle of water. Now you are geared up for the thrift. This leads me into part 2 of the tips. Tips for while you're at the thrift. Tip number 1, if this is your first time in this thrift store, grab a cart and look around, get a general idea of where everything is, and then locate the section you most care about. So for instance, I love dresses so much. I'm a dress girly, okay? It's in my blood. So I always head to the dresses section first. Again, if you're at a store that stocks all their new stuff in the morning, you wanna rush to your favorite section and get there before anyone else does. If you don't really have a favorite section in mind off the bat, then I would recommend going to shoes, because most people will rush to the shoes. Once you've chosen your favorite section, tip 2, to cut down on time and search a little faster, look for those specific patterns, designs, textures, etc. that you have on your Pinterest board. So as I said earlier, maybe you have low-rise Y2K pants. That's something I particularly love. So every time I go through the dress pants section, I am just looking at the belt area to find a thick belt, because those are usually what Y2K pants have. And that helps me to immediately eliminate any of the other pants that I know I won't like, because they're not gonna have that wide Y2K-esque belt. Or if you're looking for crochet material, scan for crochet. I feel like a lot of people, and honestly, I used to say, go through every single item. But realistically, when you look at the store, you would be there for the rest of your life if you tried to go through every single item. So finding the materials, the designs, the colors that you know you love, and focusing on those when combing through racks is gonna help you so much on cutting time while still finding those amazing pieces. Now I know so many people all the time say look in the men's section, but I always say look in the kids section, because often in the kids section there will be really cute mini skirts or small tees that you can wear as a grown woman. I literally have found mini skirts before, and I've just used my measuring tape to make sure they would fit, or tried them on over my spandex. And honestly, if you find a big enough size, then they will fit. And the same is true with tops. I'll try those on over my sports bra or bralette, and a lot of the times they're super cute. But even more than just actually wearing children's clothes, sometimes the workers put adult clothes in the kids section because they don't realize it's adult clothing. And so I found many items there before that I could tell were made for adults but were inaccurately placed. So don't miss out on finding those super cute items that could be stashed away in the kids section. Tip 4 is to give items a chance, okay? There's so many times that something has looked so ugly on the rack, or has looked like it wouldn't fit if I put it on, and then I was like, oh, but like I love this detail of it, or oh, this is so cute even though it looks like it'd be 10 sizes too large, and then I put it on and I'm like, oh, okay, so why does this actually fit? So if you really like a particular detail of some piece, don't just give up on it because it looks ugly on the hanger. Girl, it could look so good on you. For instance, I thought that this denim vest was gonna be way too big for me, but then I put it on and I was like, okay, a little denim country-esque moment. Or this blue cottagecore top I found last week. Oh, I was like crying because I was like, this is definitely too big. Like it's gonna be loose and fit all weird. And then I put it on and I was like, oh, she's a little snug. So from firsthand experience, please try that piece on if you love it. Also, kind of going along with that, do not trust vintage sizing, okay? Sizes have changed over the years. And so I normally wear like a 4, 5, 6, but sometimes I be wearing like 10s or 12s. And I'm like, I'm so confused right now. And it's just because sizes have changed so much over the years. So really try to avoid looking at tags, just disregard tags. And like I said, give things a chance. Now, I feel like it's pretty obvious to check for stains and holes in clothing pieces, but I feel like sometimes we forget to look at shoes. So tip 5 is to do a twist test on shoes. Now, what does this mean? Well, if you didn't know, thrift store shoes tend to often be deteriorated from years in a closet, weeks or days of being transported in a hot vehicle. The material within the shoe tends to disintegrate and the shoe tends to like fall apart, but sometimes you can't tell when it's just sitting there on the rack. So I have literally bought knee-high boots from the thrift before, and I was wearing them on my college campus, walking around, minding my business, feeling cute, and then they broke. Bruh. Like the heel literally fell off one of my boots and I couldn't walk in it. So I had to take off my boots in the rain and walk on concrete for 10 minutes to my car in front of everyone. And it was so awful. Ever since then, I have always done a twist test before buying shoes. And what that means is I will twist at the heel of a shoe and make sure that it doesn't fall off. There's no rotting inside the shoe, etc. If you give it a pretty hard tug and twist, and it's not budging, you're safe to go. Tip 6 is about purses specifically. Now, purses are a great find at the thrift because they are such great accessory pieces to outfits. I swear an outfit can be boring and you add a cute purse and it's like, what's up? It's amazing. But a lot of the times purses at the thrift can have shredding material. And I've sometimes been like, oh, it's fine that it's shredding. Like, it's not that obvious. I can just like hide it under the strap on my shoulder or whatever. But girl, no. Like if it is shredding, it is likely gonna keep shredding. You can see in this clip, I was just moving my fingers against the shredded part and it was like immediately disintegrating. And that is literally what will happen if you buy the purse. So no matter how cute a purse it is, please don't buy it if it's shredding. Also, purses aren't really washable sometimes. It depends on the material, but make sure that you're looking around for any stainage or any nasty smells because you may not be able to wash a purse and keep it in good condition. So generally, if you're purchasing a purse, you want to make sure it's stain-free and scent-free. Now, I know we all always want to go to the thrift and find a million cute things to revamp our wardrobe, but tip number 7 is don't buy something just because it's cheap. I have been there where I've had buyer's regret because I've been like, oh my gosh, this is only $5. What a steal. And then I go home and I'm like, this is kind of ugly. And I don't want that to happen to y'all, okay? Look at items and be critical. Like today I found this corset and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a corset. I haven't found a corset in weeks. Like I have to get this. But then I was like, wait a minute. Why does it look like I got this at Party City? And I was like, realistically, later on, if I'm looking at this in my closet, am I ever gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is so cute? Or am I gonna be like, oh, I have better? You know? I never wanna feel like, ooh, maybe I'll wear that next weekend. Like, no. I want to be excited about every piece in my closet. And sometimes there are just cheap items at the thrift that don't look good. And it's okay to give it up and be like, oh, I'm leaving a corset. But remembering that I'm not trying to look like I'm dressing as a superhero for Halloween. Save that $5 for something else, like a boba drink. Save your money for when those good finds do come along. Now, my very last tip, tip 8, is that if you need something specific that's pretty niche, go to a market or to an online app like Poshmark, Vinted, Depop, etc. I have made the mistake of being like, oh, I can thrift XYZ myself. For instance, like a black mini skirt. I wanted one for so long and I told myself for months, I can thrift this myself. I can thrift this myself, etc. And honestly, a black mini skirt isn't even that niche, but I couldn't thrift it myself. And I eventually went to a market and I found someone selling a cute black mini skirt for $15 and I was like, $15? I spent like 8 months trying to find this for $5, but like I could have had it right then for 15, which to me is like worth it. So if you want something super specific, especially if it's like for a timely thing like an event, don't waste your time going to a thrift store. I would say search for it at an in-person market or on an app. And with that, those are all my tips. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you learned a lot and I know you're gonna go out there and you're gonna find a bunch of amazing stuff with these tips. If you made it this far, comment this emoji. I love this emoji because it's like two hearts are like hugging each other. And I just feel like right now we connected and I shared my ideas with y'all, and so I don't know, just comment this emoji. If you want to see more of what's going on in my daily life or get more fashion inspo, you can follow my socials here. Shop my Depop here. I love y'all so much. Y'all are so amazing. Go out there and conquer the thrift stores and get yourself some cute pieces. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.